I'm excited for it. The Elimination Chamber, yet another step towards WrestleMania, right? We won't go through everything that happened on Raw and SmackDown because,
Yep.
for the most part, a lot of the updates have to do with EC lah. Huh?
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I think EC, most of the the lineup has been locked in already.
Yeah.
And we kind of know all the main matches. Actually, there are a lot of great matches that's not involving the chamber as
Correct.
well. So that's gonna be really, really interesting. But man, this one-time final boss throw a wrench in everything, bro.
Do you want to talk about the final boss first? Do you want to talk about Shangrock?
Uh, so what do you want to talk about, man?
Oh
With regards to
gosh.
him.
So I guess that's what we're going to talk about first.
I
So
guess, yeah.
once again, a lead up to Elimination Chamber, also in a way to promote Elimination Chamber because Cody is expected to answer, I guess, the final boss's request. On SmackDown, the final boss comes out and confuses the hell out of people with some remix, some new music. People be like, who this? Who this?
Yeah. No, I was like, first of all, when I heard that, I was like, did Dev Rebel just did something nonsensical to The Rock's theme song?
Wait, I thought Dev Rebel they are no longer using.
No, yeah. So I'm not too sure with their status, but
Ah.
it's nothing. Thank God, it's not like a permanent thing. Apparently,
No.
it was The Rock's way of paying homage to New Orleans.
Right.
So the song is actually from this band, not band, it's this rap supergroup called the Hot Boys, and the main member from Hot Boys actually was a young Lil Wayne.
Oh,
So this
okay,
was like an
okay.
old 90s throwback song that I guess only the New Orleans people know about lah. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and they trying to remix that into the Rock's entrance. Also, you saw his Titantron had like you know the Saints logo,
Yes,
which for a second, and I saw it, I was like, is Ricky Saints coming out? What? I got confused, bro. And I guess Ricky Starks / Ricky Saints, he does have a bit of that rock vibe, so it kind of fit in a way.
That was an easy layup, man. Like having Ricky Saints and The Rock having a segment together. I mean, I hope that happens in the future, man.
Yeah, it has to, right? But okay, The Rock comes out, he's the final boss, he's milking the crowd, and the one thing that I see everybody online talking about is, and we will talk about it, has he lost it? Okay, because this is a very different era of The Rock. You have to remember,
Yeah.
A, he's much older. B, he's not coming out there to drop quick one-liners. He's out there to orate 20-minute segments, sometimes meandering back and forth. And as someone who's, gotten older in life as well, in a way, I can kind of understand. Your thoughts don't line up quite as succinctly as they used to.
Bro. You know when you get older, right?
Yeah.
You become more sensitive, right? I think The Rock have become a senior citizen with feelings, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh no! You know the Ed Sheeran song, when your legs don't work like they used to. This one's when your brain don't work, or when your mouth don't work like it used to before.
You know what's wild? Like the first thing I took away from the whole segment, it was so weird. But it's not because of the context of what they're trying to say. Like if I really take a step back and think about what they're planning to do, holy shit, this is gonna be damn next level storytelling, right? But The Rock can't pull up his end on the deal and make it like like he can't execute that, for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, hang on. I am gonna come across as a WWE nut hugger right now, right?
Okay.
But what if this was the plan all along? Because I don't think they planned for him to drone and be whiny and go beat around the bush. I think it is what it is because Triple H is like, all right, we got a 3-hour show. We need to fill it with stuff and not just any stuff. It's still The Rock. At the end of the day, let's not forget, he is a mega star. People will watch the 20 minutes of him rambling and they'll complain about him rambling for 20 minutes, but he'll still draw views. At the end of the day, that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's such a difference, a very clear difference. Okay, do you remember during the lead up to WrestleMania XL when he was cutting those 20-minute
Oh yeah.
Instagram reels, right? And it was so clear. It was clearly The Rock informed. He knows what he's talking about. There wasn't repeating of lines, right? So it just made me reminded me of that one time when John Cena called him out for having lines on his wrist, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Do you think, right, The Rock actually, right, he really cannot, he can't really chop it up and like improv because he feels like he keeps repeating stuff when he forgets his
Yeah.
lines or he forgets his train of thought. So it's wild seeing that from The Rock. What do you think?
See, I think that it's age. It's definitely age, right? It happens to all of us. And
Yep.
also, it kind of fits his new character. If you try to think about it in that way, he is a corporate shill. He is the final boss. He is that guy in the office that just rambles on and on and on, his own agenda and all the stuff, and we've all been in these corporate meetings, by the way. And I don't know if this is done on purpose, but I get that feel of, oh my God, there you go. The boss is off talking about raison d'etre and follow up on this and what all those corporate catchphrases, you know?
Let's take this offline.
Let's take this offline, all that kind of bullshit, right? I feel like that's the vibe that Rock is trying to give, and it is on purpose rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Or am I giving him too much credit? You know?
I think you are. I think
Oh,
you
okay.
really are. Okay, you know why? Because if we just follow up right from his Netflix promo to his NXT appearance.
Okay, that one cannot excuse. That one, you know what it is? Drunk boss. The boss come in drunk and try to hang out with the cool kids, but then talk rubbish.
Can't be he got drunk right before this promo because it was the same, rambling that was happening. No, so the thing that I picked up was when he is trying to get to the point, he keeps repeating a lot of the lines. He kept talking about how they were girl dads and all that, like 3-4 times,
Your dad is my friend with my dad. Your mom is friend with my mom. Your kids is friend with my kids. Your wife friend with my wife. I'm your friend. You are my friend. Oh my God, what was going? It was okay. I still maintain that even though it was a little bit rambly, I think he has the cachet to pull it off. And the fact that he only does this once every couple of months, it's okay. It's not, if it's every week, then that's a problem lah.
Yeah. If he was the authority and he starts the show and something like that, then say
then cannot already. But okay, let's get to the meat of the matter. Let's actually get there quicker than he did. Let's talk about him wanting Cody's soul. Whatever that means. Oh, and then I laughed when he brought up Instagram. How many followers you have? I have 500 million. I'm like, what?
Not just that, but that's not a flex. That's
Oh
not a
yeah,
flex.
I know. I don't know. Okay, that line seemed a bit cheesy to me.
Man, okay, and then you know what? I actually went to his Instagram to double confirm, right? He only have 394 million. I mean, okay lah, I guess he round up.
That's right. That is a major roundup. Yeah. Do you think that 2 million people unfollowed him after he said that?
I'm pretty sure people follow and unfollow him just to get spiked. You know what I mean? Like,
count me in as one of the 3 million because I do follow him on Instagram.
I think all of us. If you're a wrestling fan, you better follow him, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? It's
I follow him.
required.
I follow Stone Cold and Stone Cold definitely his fans are organic.
Yeah.
I do not know about The Rock. You can't confirm that, right?
So the whole idea of him asking Cody to be his guy, his brother, I guess in a roundabout way, the corporate champ. That's what they're going for, right? This idea, and obviously we've seen it before. The Rock became the corporate champ of Vince McMahon. Steve Austin became the corporate champ of Vince McMahon. So is Rock trying to do a Vince McMahon now?
It seems so. It seems like that's where they're going for. So my question is, has this been part of the plan all along? And does that mean like whatever happened on Netflix was purely a setup? So like people were like, hey, why suddenly he's like on good terms with Cody? Was this all a setup to this particular storyline? Or did I mean, the road to WrestleMania has been weird, hasn't been perfect. Let's have to sit down with The Rock and come up with something, and this is what they came up with. What do you think?
I think it's option 2. I think that what they did on the Netflix debut was a very corporate thing. It was not storyline. And then now, finally, he comes in to have that discussion. Okay, how do we move this forward? We need The Rock for WrestleMania to make it pop, right? Okay, let's go off of that. Let's go off what everyone was saying. That, how come you suddenly become best friends with Cody? So it feels like that to me. It doesn't feel like something that was planned long term. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because this came like literally hours after he was announced that he's going to be the Martin Scorsese movie. You saw that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking to myself, like, The Rock was like, maybe I need to flex a bit of my acting chops,
Yeah, not so much. Maybe work on your ad-lib chops. Okay, so this does open up, like you said, right? It was long-winded, but it did open up possibilities. So it could open up, the possibility of, and this is the one I think we all want lah, The Rock slowly influencing Cody into becoming Homelander Cody. So this is how we get heel Cody, corporate Cody. Or B, it could be Cody at EC saying, "No, Rock, I do not want to be your wife. I mean, corporate champion or whatever. Thank you, but not me." And then we get Rock versus Cody in the sense of like boss versus employee.
Um, I like either options,
Yep.
but I feel like the better story is him becoming heel against his wishes. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Oh, as in Cody.
Like Cody having to kind of fall in line because
Mm.
of like maybe at first he's inviting him to join him, right?
Uh,
But then it will become like you do not have a choice. It's like how John Cena joined Nexus,
right.
or like Daniel Bryan joined the Wyatt family just to
So,
kind of do the thing. Yeah.
so a very subtle thing at first. So not so. So this wouldn't be Homelander because Homelander is unabashedly like, "I am your savior. You must worship at my feet," right?
No,
Which we know that Cody can pull off. We've seen it before.
he can. He can. Like him with dark hair already looks like a heel villain. Like it's easy, right? You just
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
dye his hair. But the thing about Cody is that his connection with the audience is still really, really strong, right? It's like, yes, people are excited to see the potential of him turning heel, but he does have all these fans who love him. It's like a
True.
John Cena situation, right? So for them to handle that heel turn, it has to be really, really well done. And but one thing that it achieves, right? If Cody is a clear heel, it gives the audience permission to finally unabashedly cheer Roman Reigns as the main number one babyface.
I think they would cheer him no matter what, but I see where you're going with it. Or unless, his opponent is going to be CM Punk. Then we have the corporate champion versus the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Yeah, and that will be such an interesting storyline, especially knowing the history between CM Punk and The Rock.
Yes.
Can you imagine another round of promos between Punk and
Oh
Rock?
my
Oh
gosh.
my god,
Actually,
yes.
did we just unpack the road to WrestleMania?
I hope
Rock,
so.
yeah, The Rock in Cody's corner against CM Punk, and CM Punk will come out with all these fire promos. And Cody not necessarily turning to the corporate side, but sort of being the good guy, the good corporate guy. Be like, yeah, sure, of course, you're in my corner. But then, that's where the friction comes in because, like we talked about, right? Currently, Cody and CM Punk are raging baby faces. And
Exactly, yeah.
it creates a confusion with the crowd, especially at the main event of WrestleMania, if that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think here's a number of things that I want to kind of like take note of, right? Where does this leave Roman Reigns, right? Because Roman Reigns has that history with The Rock. They're supposed to have that bloodline war, and then now suddenly The Rock is favoring Cody Rhodes, right? So that's one thing that I'm thinking of as well.
Well, I mean, we kind of know, right? Seth Rollins was the one who took out Roman, so he has an inbuilt feud already. Like, it's not going to be a main event feud, but it's going to be like a co-main event feud.
For sure. So I'm just assuming, like, will there be any sort of seeds planted, right? Maybe not right away. Maybe at WrestleMania itself, right? Roman Reigns like preparing, like warming up backstage, and then suddenly like he bumps into The Rock.
Yeah.
And they have like, okay.
Bro, they got so much time. That's the crazy thing. They can do that for WrestleMania 42.
yeah. And the announcement. So that's the thing, right? When they announce that New Orleans is gonna happen next year, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's great, but that's like next year. But why
Yep.
The Rock announced today and it kickstart the storyline
Yeah.
of this Rock trying to turn Cody into the dark side?
Mm.
Could it potentially culminate? And even when he said it in a press conference, like, oh, this doesn't have to culminate into a match, I thought that was foreshadowing. I thought he was
Yeah.
trying to throw people off
Yep.
because I think the final end goal was Cody Rhodes finally getting away from the clutches of The Rock's mind control and then eventually challenging him at WrestleMania 42. But we have an entire year of him becoming the dark side storyline to go through first.
Yep, correct. Well, if anything, they do work their storylines long term, so at least we know it's like when stuff like this happens, right? I feel like I can trust WWE to give us a decent payoff, a decent to good or great, right? Whereas on the other, okay, never mind. Oh no. Let's talk let's talk about EC itself. And okay, as much as we want to give the props to this tag team match we're about to talk about, let's be real. This is just a hometown pop. Let's give Tiffany Stratton the rub kind of match, right? Like, we don't see this being any 5-star classic here. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Clearly you need a hometown pop, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and I
Okay.
think we spoke about it last week, right? It's Trish
Yes.
Stratus trying to give the co-sign to Tiffany Stratton.
To be like a big props to Triple H, I guess this new regime, right? They are more likely to give their hometown legends the flowers as opposed to, in the Vince era, is like if you're going to this person's hometown.
Yeah.
Humiliate them. Join the Kiss My like Jim Ross joins the Kiss My Ass Club in Oklahoma. That kind of shit. That was such a Vince thing. But I feel like this era is very much about let's give everybody a few great moment in the city that they are in. That they bought a ticket, they saw their hometown hero Trish Stratus. So this to me is pretty much a no-brainer. Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton are gonna win. Nia Jax and Candice LeRae are just a distraction. The real story here is Charlotte Flair. Maybe Charlotte Flair comes out at the end to confront Tiffany. That is more likely going to be the story of this match lah.
Yeah, Charlotte, Flair, and Tiffany, perfect matchup, right? Like, and I'm excited to hear what is the story you're gonna tell.
Yep.
But right now, Tiffany, it's kind of like a confident, cocky, heelish even. But
Yep.
it's just that the crowd has chosen to like her. And I guess Charlotte Flair has accepted that she's gonna be the heel in this scenario.
Yeah. Well, maybe, okay, after Tiff and Trish win, right? And we're on the same page about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct,
Just
correct,
checking.
yeah.
Scully, you're like, no, I think Nia Jax is going to win. After Tiff and Trish win, does Charlotte Flair come out and beat down Trish Stratus so that Tiffany Stratton come in for the save, or she beats down Tiffany, but Trish saves Tiffany, thus Charlotte beats down Trish, and then when Tiffany saves Trish, it makes Tiffany a bigger face. Like, they are really trying to push her into full face mode.
Do you think WWE is gonna be an asshole? Not an asshole, but like somehow insert Nia Jax into this equation for WrestleMania?
I don't think, we've talked about how we are definitely more impressed with her work as of late, Nia Jax, right? But she doesn't need to be in this equation anymore. It needs to be Charlotte and Tiffany.
Purely a new storyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leading up to WrestleMania, yeah.
If I was personally Nia Jax and I worked really, really hard this year, and clearly, I'm resonating better with the fans, don't I say like, hey, I think I need a spot at WrestleMania? So I don't know.
Tag team match.
Team triple threat ladder match.
That shit's probably gonna happen. Yeah, they'll give her a reward, but it'll be for those tag team titles with Liv and Raquel. Who else?
So Naya and Candice versus Liv, Raquel, and all the other people. Okay.
Man. Okay, anyway. Yes. There's that match. Right. Let's talk about Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Unsanctioned match, by the way. I love the interaction that... was Sami... Yeah, Sami had the interaction with Johnny Sins, aka Adam Pearce, about this.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, right, like, at the start of the week, I was like, man, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn again. But after one fiery promo on Raw, after one home stalker invasion angle on SmackDown, I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine, they got me. Let's watch. Let's see another round. Okay, Owens.
They're the guys that can fight forever. Literally, they could fight forever and we'll watch because they have so much chemistry, both as friends, as partners, and as heated rivals as well. So, yeah, there's nothing, honestly, I think this is great. There's nothing much else to say about this match other than let them fight.
Yeah, and how to say, like, I do agree with when they say like, no, this is different. Like, there's something, another level to it, right? You know why? Because both of them are considered main eventers now.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, during other aspects of their career, they were like NXT. They were like mid-carders trying to get by, and then there was a period where Kevin Owens was like a bit higher, and like Sami Zayn was like that weird dictator gimmick.
Yeah.
And that was their last match at WrestleMania 37, I believe. And then ever since then, they like really went off another trajectory with the Bloodline, became tag team partners. And yeah, so I think they are meeting each one of them at the peak of their careers. That's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with you on that. And with that, let's talk about the two co-main events. Most likely, the Women's Championship Elimination match will happen first, or for the number one contender. It makes sense. Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Here we go. Okay, winner of this one challenges Rhea Ripley.
Who do you want to see Rhea Ripley face at WrestleMania?
Okay, let's go through the participants. Liv Morgan, been there, done that. She's gunning for tag team gold, so she's not going to win, right? Roxanne Perez, too early in her career.
Early, yeah.
So we've eliminated two already. Alexa Bliss. As much as you know, I'm a big fan of Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. You saw her promo on SmackDown, by the way?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, okay, you gotta see. It's on her Instagram post. She
Is
posted it as well.
is it this Wyatt Six like thing?
From the way she said it, they have teased they are teasing her being like that Harley Quinn like unhinged character. And also they reference the part where she previously has won a chamber match,
Yep.
right? So she might be a strong contender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to see Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley? Because as a wrestling match,
Hmm.
it does not make me drool. It's
Okay.
you know what I mean. Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley would be more of a Gaga match where
Hmm.
Alexa would do all the weird fiendish things, weird effects, that kind of thing, and it doesn't entice me as much as. Well, I guess this is my pick lah. Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, which we've talked about before. From an athletic standpoint, I think that would make for an incredible main event.
And
Or
also, yeah,
title match.
Bianca Bella, we've talked about it. Like both of them are supposed to be a dream match.
Yep.
But like they have not built it up at all. So like,
Nope.
if you're gonna build it up post Elimination Chamber all the way to WrestleMania, is it too short of a time, or you think it's enough of a runway?
Well, not every WrestleMania match has to be a blow-off match. We always, need to remind ourselves of that, right? It could be the start of the next feud going forward. And, okay, I love we just accidentally completely left out Bailey. Does Bailey have a shot? No,
I
no.
love Bailey, but nah. I think
Yeah.
you know what her level is right now? An
Yeah.
NXT veteran.
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, it is what it is. But are we in agreement that it should be Bianca Belair, or are you leaning more towards Alexa Bliss? Like I said, I feel like Alexa Bliss is back, and she's gonna be that veteran that, yes, she's been a champion before, but she's gonna be used to elevate other talent. I feel like that's where her trajectory is.
Yeah. I think Alexa is too like her as a current iteration without any like focus storyline. I think we won't be a contender.
Yep.
But I think they might, if she kind of goes and does that Wyatt Six thing, that might build up her character even more.
I disagree with you, by the way.
But
this
let
this
me
horror
finish my-
gimmick doesn't work.
let me finish my thoughts, because I think that while the whole horror element of the Wyatt Six, yes, can be overdone a bit.
Yeah.
But if she was the leader, and I don't know whether when I say the leader, meaning like, she shares co-headline with Bo Dallas, but I think her as the leader could really make her like a world title contender lah from the women's division, in my opinion.
I'll be honest with you, as much as I love all the people in the Wyatt Six, I've completely soured on their ability to pull this off. I don't think it can be done. In 2025, this sort of horror gimmick, once in a while, it worked before they debuted. Then after they debuted, it completely flatlined. So
Do you hear the news where apparently like a lot of the main eventers don't want to work with Wyatt Six?
I did see that, yes.
Yep. And honestly, I can see the point of view, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's so much of a stretch to be able. Like, do you want to see like Randy Orton selling kena burn in the face again? Like.
Well,
so
didn't he do that? Didn't he do that?
He did it, and probably he thought it was shit, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
but he still
right.
did it because he was told to do it.
It's tough, man. So, okay, Bianca Belair then. I think we both agree. So, and the only way for that to truly happen is for Bianca to turn heel and Bianca be revealed as the person who destroyed Jade Cargill. And then somehow Rhea Ripley gets pulled in and, she's like, I guess I'm fighting for the honor of Jade Cargill. I don't know.
No, yeah. So if the Jade Cargill situation comes into play for this match, then I think, okay, that's a very interesting, compelling reason. You know why? Because Bianca Belair essentially turns heel.
Yeah, correct.
Ooh, a heel Bianca. Okay, now that I can get behind.
Well,
right?
I mean, that's how she started on NXT. So there you go. And a heel. Can you imagine if heel Bianca joined forces with heel Montez? Because the Street Profits are heel. Their promos as of late have been amazing.
No, we've always known they had the ability to be good, right? Montez for sure. But there was this one meme where he was kind of screaming at Angelo Dawkins in the promo.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was and then he would and Angelo tried to not no solely, but he's still like. I'm pretty sure they broke into laughter right after they say cut.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay, well, there you go. That's, I guess for us, an easy pick. The last one, the main event. Here we go. Elimination Chamber for that spot, that title shot for the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes, who may or may not turn corporate that will happen at EC as well. But the main wrestling match, John Cena. Oh my God! I just realized. What if
What?
Cody's choice is the main event? They wouldn't do that, would they?
Oh man. Okay. Let's not overthink it.
No.
Let's
Okay.
just
Okay. No.
focus on the show.
Oh my
Yeah, on the
God.
match.
John Cena versus CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul, Damian Priest, Seth freaking Rollins. Okay. Process of elimination. Shall we do that?
Yes, let's do it.
Seth freaking Rollins, he has a date with Roman Reigns. He will get screwed out of it by Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman. That's my call.
Okay. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Damian Priest, Div, shout out to you. As much as we all think that he is an incredible talent,
Yep.
I think he's slid down the pole tremendously, and I don't think this is it for him. He's not going to win and move on to face Cody. No.
You know what it is, right? And I think the rumor reports might actually come to pass, right?
Uh-huh.
Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre.
Ooh. So,
Yeah.
does this mean that they somehow eliminate each other?
I think so too.
Yep.
Because clearly Drew doesn't have a clear direction.
Yep.
Damian doesn't have a clear direction. I think having the two horse fight it out might
Yep.
be where they are heading to at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
First time match as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh?
So
Well, first time at WrestleMania, lah, not.
yeah. As in like
Yeah.
first time feud that they had with each other.
Wait, didn't they feud at Clash at the Castle?
Yes, but
That
it
was
was
the
a
match.
it was a one-off
Oh, yeah, it
match
was.
where CM Punk kind of got in the way.
Yeah, that was the one
but-
where Priest got his legs caught in the ropes. Remember?
Yes,
Yeah.
It's a very scary scene. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but now these are like a fully fledged WrestleMania bitter rival. But I don't know how they're gonna get there. But I
Right.
think Elimination Chamber is what caused it. So that leaves two people, right?
Well, three. John Cena,
okay.
CM Punk, Logan Paul, who all have a connection, by the way. Now, Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk. John Cena. Okay, this is the other connection because I feel like this could be another marquee match. We've talked about it before. I'm still sticking to my guns here. Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania.
It
Big,
makes sense because
yeah, box office. It's absolute box office.
I think John Cena, Logan Paul might have that moment that stay down at Elimination Chamber, and they were like, "Ooh, the young Punk, going after John Cena," and it's almost like mirroring, ruthless aggression back in the day.
Yes.
That could be the story they're trying to tell, and then of course CM Punk gets the win, setting up Cody and Punk.
Well, let me add to that as well, in case you missed our earlier episodes. I strongly believe, fully believe, that John Cena in this chase for his final title run will lose all along the way. It's the only way you can tell his story, which is never give up. So he will only finally win near the end of the year. So this is his almost there moment. So I'm going to say he is getting pinned by CM Punk only because Logan Paul, who was eliminated by John Cena, comes back to interfere. Logan Paul has to do some cheaty bullshit thing. It's his MO. He's done it so many times at Elimination Chambers. We've seen this before, right? The door gets opened somehow. He like pretends, I'm injured. And he run back in and hantam John Cena one time with the brass knucks.
Yeah, he definitely has done it before.
Yeah.
Literally like last year he did it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I can see him doing it again.
Okay, I think it's fine. And you know what? I really do want to see Cody and Punk, especially with this new Rock element involved. Because like if he was a straight up, right, it would have really split the crowd, right?
Yeah.
The crowd wouldn't know what to do. But now it's like, okay, we see where you're going. Can see it.
So that's it. Does The Rock returning now make sense and is good for business? Because he is the catalyst. He is the catalyst, right? We talked about it. You just said it. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, as much as we want to see it, doesn't quite make sense from a crowd cheering perspective. But now, with the catalyst of The Rock changing Cody Rhodes' alignment, now it makes sense.
And there's also another storyline thread running through, right? CM Punk's first main event. He always chased that main event. And The Rock essentially is screwing him out of the main event, right?
Again,
tease, right? Yeah. So that can be another story that they're trying to tell, right? And CM Punk is like, you have gotten in my way. You took away my title 10 years ago when I was champion, and I will never forget it. And like now I'm here to take that championship from your corporate stooge. And then like Cody Rhodes is like caught in the middle, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of like CM Punk versus The Rock. The match we'll never get to see because I don't think The Rock can go in a WrestleMania main event anymore. So by proxy, Cody is that guy.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of poetry, is it not?
it's like a full circle moment for The
Yeah.
Rock, right?
Yeah, it
You know,
is.
from becoming a corporate champion to him taking over that Vince McMahon role. And I think wrestling is really, really good when they have a solid authoritarian figure. You need somebody to like fight against,
Yeah.
but you need to modernize it and evolve it because it's
Yeah.
you can't do just a blue collar guy fighting their boss. That worked in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think people have watched Ballers and Succession and all this
Yeah.
nonsense. I think the corporate political espionage is even more intriguing these days, and people
Yeah.
can follow it.
Yeah, I look at the end of the day, right? They've given me a reason to want to watch EC.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do a live stream right after EC, by the way, guys, because I
For sure.
guarantee you there's gonna be a lot of shit to talk about.
Yeah, man. So guys, stay tuned. I know you guys have been missing us going live.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be our first live since our debut. So please stay tuned for that and like let's hang out. Let's talk about what happens with The Rock, bro. Woo.
Absolutely. In just a short while, we will be talking to Urfi from Ring of Rebirth. We'll be previewing Ring of Rebirth's event this upcoming weekend. We'll also review Grapple Max's Causeway Jam. But before we get there, I just want to get very quickly your hype level upon 10 for Elimination Chamber in Toronto.
I would say it started off at the start of it as like a 7.
Mm.
Now I think it bumped up a bit, so I'm an 8.
Bro,
Especially because of the possibilities of The Rock. For
right.
sure.
So The Rock actually bumped it out a tick lah.
Yeah. The Rock. If I was like a buying a ticket, right? I
Yeah.
would probably was like I don't know lah. I'm not sure about buying a ticket, even though I'm
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Toronto. But now The Rock has all this announcement. Oh fuck, give me like the first row, man. Like, I'm gonna drop 20 G's just to see what's gonna happen.
See, his 20-minute meandering promo worked. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I agree with you. You know,
Yeah.
I'm wholeheartedly. Look, coming into it, I was like at a 7. Now with The Rock, with all the other things coming together, the women's tag team match is kind of okay, whatever is there for the pop, right? But yes, I'm coming in at 8.5, maybe even a 9.
And do you agree that the road to WrestleMania wasn't as hyped as last year? But
Because you didn't have the bloodline. You didn't have this established storyline that was established for like the past 4 years, was it? 3 years?
yeah. And like does shit, but the WWE doesn't need The Rock. It's just
Yeah.
that Rock has added another layer of like, okay,
Correct.
yeah, we gotta follow what's going on.
Like, I mean, to be fair, right? Him coming back at EC and then planting the seeds and then Cody agreeing, whatever, right? Then Rock doesn't have to show up for at least like 3-4 weeks until you are at the, like the
back
week
end.
before WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, agree.
makes sense, right? You can just have random backstage things of Nick Aldis telling Cody, oh, final boss says do this. Da, 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 da. So you have many proxies that can take place.
Yeah, it's the perfect usage of The Rock at this point in his career.
Yeah.
You don't want him to dominate storylines, but having him at the back of people's mind, like he's the puppeteer, actually is
Yeah.
quite interesting. Yeah.
Like an interesting Jack Tunney.
Yeah.
You remember that era? Jack
Wow.
Tunney literally just shows up once in a while to make the important decision, but doesn't actually he's like Vince. Vince was there every week as a authority figure, and that got tiring after an entire generation.
Yeah, Vince needed himself in the spotlight. I know The Rock loves to be in the spotlight, but I think
No.
he is in the spotlight in a lot of other different
Yeah.
mediums.
Yeah, he's-
Having him,
Thankfully, too busy to be there all the time.
yeah. He got this Martin Scorsese movie, so like
Oh my
let
god,
him
yes. And how many times did he bring up his mana tequila?
Terry
We
Mana.
drank tequila. I'm like, oh, bro, the product placement, bro. I cannot, man.
Who does better product placement, The Rock or Jack Neo, bro? Tell me.
Okay, at least Jack Neo, he makes it into a joke. Like, that's his thing. Like,
He
yes,
laughs about it, yeah.
here's my favorite thirst quenching drink, and then they bloody hold it to the camera. I'm like, okay, fine, you're playing it for a laugh.